So after Season 2, they ended up making some pretty big changes to the wonder weapons here in Modern Warfare Zombies, and one of those being to my favorite wonder weapon here in the game, that being the Scorcher. Now this wonder weapon was already great to help you traverse the map, well they made it even better. So if you have the schematic for this thing, or you find yourself with one of these cases, not only is it great for helping you get everything out here done on the main map really quickly, but also what we're going to showcase here is how this thing can help you as a solo player farm the Dark Aether. So with that, welcome on back to the channel everybody. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. I appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, please do consider rocking that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. We're almost to 11,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support lately. So we're going to start off just by going all around the map here, completing some HVTs, killing some mega abominations, gathering up our necessary perks and getting some essence and things like that. Just generally gearing myself up to go into the Dark Aether. Now there is some things that have kind of changed, at least for me, as I want to go inside of here, especially for doing those Aether extractor contracts. One of the necessary things that I think you guys should be doing is bringing in at least 3 monkey bombs or some of the cashmere grenades. Now you can purchase monkey bombs at buy stations, but they do cost 5,000 essence, which I do think is a little bit spendy, and these things are really easy to find all over the map. So I was finally ready to go on into the Dark Aether, and this game was feeding me sentry guns, so I had a plan for these things as well, but we're actually going to start off with the Aether extractors first because I want to get these things out of the way. Plus it's the quickest bunny for you to get to, and it just kind of has a good flow to it when you do these contracts in order. Now, there is no real in particular way that you guys should be doing these, but I've noticed myself and a couple other content creators kind of do it in the same order. We go over and we grab the Aether extractor ones just to get these done, and then it's just really easy to hop on down to the bus where the Holdout mission bunny is, and then after that, if you really want to attempt the Escort mission, I noticed a lot of people usually save that one for last. So yeah, since Season 2, the Dark Aether and the Red Zone have both kind of been buffed up a little bit, especially here in the Dark Aether. These zombies kind of feel a little bit more crazy, so when I drop down here on this first Aether extractor, I like hitting the corner. Now when you throw your monkey bomb, you're going to want to make sure that you throw them away from your Aether extractor, but at the same time you're also going to want them somewhat close, so that way the zombies do not get distracted by these things. I've had that happen before, just because of the sheer number of these zombies that they got in here now, and like it seems like they always got big nice hordes of them that are all around these Aether extractors now. You really don't get lucky where there's like none. Definitely think having these things that actually are going to deal damage to the zombies and distract them at the same time to be very helpful now. So we got this second one, we're going to boost over here and go and get this third one. Might as well stop off here and grab the key on top of the fortress really quick. Why not? We're here. If you guys are still struggling to find anything here in the Dark Aether, maybe you need to know where some of the keys are, or if you don't know where any of the bunny contracts are, I'm going to throw up a map up on the screen right here. It's going to show you where all of the objectives in the Dark Aether are, where all of those hidden keys are, those locked doors. There's also a doghouse, a harvesting orb. Anything you guys want to know about the Dark Aether is going to be here on the map. So big shout out to MWZHUB.gg. They are the ones that put together all of these interactive maps. I've referenced them several times throughout my videos. They do great work. Link is going to be down in the description for their website. I highly recommend you guys go check them out. So we finally got our very last Aether extractor done here, and man, the loot that came out of this thing was absolutely abysmal. I don't know, I've made quite a few runs here in the Dark Aether since the Season 2 update, and I kind of feel like the loot has been nerfed here in the Dark Aether just a little bit. Like these things have become a little bit rarer for us to find. Maybe it was just my luck, but I kind of feel like after the Season 1 Reloaded update, they buffed the loot in here quite a bit, because almost every run that I was making and in almost every contract I was coming out with either an Aether blade, a golden dog bone, or a golden armor plate. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like the last few times that I've been in here, the loot's been a little bit more scarce. I do know that they probably want to make these acquisitions actually feel like they are rare, and like when you find these things, you do actually kind of get excited because you don't find them all the time. I kind of get it, but at the same time, man, don't make me have to hunt for these things forever. The cooldown timers on all the schematics are already absolutely insane, and I don't see you guys changing those anytime soon, but it would be nice. Well, even just give us a certain way, or let us do something to let us cool down those timers, like a dead drop dumpster or something. If we find a duplicate schematic and we exfil with it, I think that should reduce the cooldown timers by just a bit. Man, I don't know, I feel like they could do something with this. We found ourselves in here in the Holdout mission now, and I told you guys I had a plan for these sentry guns. Ended up setting one on each doorway just to kind of help me out. Now these things are definitely not necessary, especially since I had an Aether blade and stuff. I have a feeling I would have been just fine. But yeah, there is definitely a lot more zombies that are going to be running in on you in here, so these things definitely did help me out, and I really don't use them unless I'm going to be fighting being like the red worm or something like that, so I might as well use them because they're gonna go to waste as soon as I exfil. Now for me personally, I'm really not a big fan of how the loot feels now. The loot kind of feels crappy, I'm not gonna lie, but I do actually kind of like just on how the gameplay feels here in the Dark Aether now, especially as a little bit more of an experienced player. I really do like that this actually does feel like a challenge now, especially back before season 1 reloaded. The Dark Aether felt incredibly easy, but once we got that reloaded update, it did feel a little bit tougher in here, but it could still use some work. Now it feels like it's actually at a really good spot. I mean, especially if you're solo and you're going to be coming in here, it's not going to be such a cakewalk, and you're actually going to be feeling like you're fighting for your life a little bit to get some of these rare items. But we finally got this holdout mission done, and man, the loot is not with me on this one. We didn't get any of those classified schematics in this run, just a bunch of epic ether tools, which isn't the worst, I guess, but come on guys, something would have been nice. Hell, we even went around and grabbed these keys, and I went in here to go check and see if this wonder weapon was in here, and there was something, but it was a damn ray gun, and I don't even want the thing, so I just left it there. So lastly, since I was feeling a little bit ballsy, and I knew that they did a bunch of buffs to this thing, not only to how you fly around, but they did a bunch of buffs to the actual weapon itself, actually damaging the zombies and stuff, so decided to see if we could go get this escort mission done completely solo with this scorcher case at only PAP 2, which probably wasn't the smartest thing either, but we're gonna give it a try here. Now I'm not gonna lie, if you guys stocked yourself up with enough monkey bombs or enough cashmere grenades and did this contract first right off the bat, you may be able to get this thing done solo without the VR11, and that's really something I'm probably gonna have to test out here in the future, because even with the first stop, I was like, man, this is actually going pretty well. I'm gonna put up all the buffs that they did to the scorcher up on the screen right here. This was pulled straight from Call of Duty's website. I do have to say that after the update, the scorcher really does feel good to shoot zombies in like the red tier zone and in the Dark Aether, and the damage that it's outputting now does actually feel good. My only problem that I still have with it is that it is just kind of slow, and there's other weapons that are much better at just being quick, especially when it comes to situations where you're wanting to reload really quickly and just get right back to firing. That's where this thing kind of struggles just a little bit. So the first stop with this escort actually went over really smoothly, and like I said, I was like, yeah, this is actually feeling good, I'm kind of liking this. And then by the time we got to the second or third stop, it was just all over. I couldn't do it. Just way too many zombies, and trying to kill all of them without having a VR11 to heal this thing at the same time was just an absolute pain and almost near impossible. But with that, I think I've done everything that I want to do here in this run. Ultimately, the escort mission with the scorcher case solo was a failure, but we were able to do everything else in the Dark Aether with the scorcher case really easy. And I would say now, especially doing like those ether extractors and stuff, it makes doing all of these incredibly easy. But this is the unfortunate part about playing an RNG game mode. Sometimes your luck is just not with you, like mine was here. This was already one of my favorite wonder weapons to use here in the game, and I'm loving it even more now. But what do you guys think about the scorcher changes? Go ahead and leave that down in the comments section. Also, what are you guys thinking about the Dark Aether now after the season 2 reloaded update? Is it quite a bit harder for you as well? Be sure to drop a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. Be sure to check out the video that is on the screen, and I will see you in the next one.